What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Car Rant. Today we're talking about a topic that is kind of near and dear to my heart. I've noticed that a lot of the episodes this season have been very vlog style and whatnot. I figure let's take it back to our roots, discussing a topic. That said, today's topic is all about daily driven cars. What makes a good daily? Now, the reason why we're getting into this topic is a very short and simple answer and reason, to be honest with you. It's the fact that, I'm keeping both Mitsuchan, my silver Lancer, OZ Rally Edition. I'm also keeping Raikichan, which is my 2003 Evolution 8. By definition, I guess you could say it's a GSR edition. Now, the reason why I'm keeping both is due to all the complications I've had with Raikichan getting it running and all of that stuff. I mean, we all know TJ Hunt has done a video talking about how a 9 could be a daily driven car, and he's not wrong. It's just for me personally to get Raika off the ground, who's an 8, which is a very similar chassis and platform, and honestly it's basically the same engine. I'm just having a lot of issues right now getting her off the ground, so I'm keeping both cars because otherwise it would be wildly foolish to not have two cars. Let's talk about today's actual topic, which is daily cars. What makes for a good daily car? Now that you know the inspiration, now let's get into the discussion. A daily car honestly should be a car that's not expensive, very good on gas, easy to drive, wildly comfortable, and very inexpensive to maintain. Now, the reason why I kind of have like 5 points, if you will, is to basically give you a checklist. So if you're looking for a daily car, or if you've not bought a car and you just need something to get started with, getting something that will be a quality daily is the best answer. So let's start from the top. A daily car should be relatively cheap. Now, I don't mean it's cheap as in broken down piece of junk. What I mean is that it would be a vehicle that is not expensive, doesn't cost much to get, and it's still in good shape. Good examples would be like this Lancer. It cost me $4,000 to buy, even with the low miles that it had. That's really good, and it's absolutely reliable. I've not had any issues with it aside from the tire blowout and the clutch issues in the very beginning, but both of those things were due to old age and a curb rat. Another good example would be like Honda Civics. They're extremely easy to get. I know there's a lot of bad rap with them because of the whole racer thing and all of that, but there are some really nice Civics that you can get just to use as a daily car because they are, again, cheap to buy. You can get a Civic right now for even $1,000 here in Virginia if it's got some fairly high miles. If you want one with lower miles, obviously you have to spend a little bit more. But the fact remains that a good daily does not need to be expensive. I know people that have bought expensive daily cars, and the problem is expensive cars usually lead to my second point, which is expensive maintenance. Mitsuchan has been a dream to take care of because it doesn't require expensive fluids, and it doesn't require those fluids to be changed all that often. And also on top of that, there's all the parts for this car are cheaper. They're not that costly. Raikichan, on the other hand, the oil for that vehicle is like $50–60 just for the engine oil. Then you have to factor in diff oil, T-case oil, and all these other things, so there's a lot more involved, but that's partly because it's all-wheel drive. But even then, those oils are not cheap either. They're pretty expensive as it is. Then you get into the parts for it, whether they're aftermarket or stock, and sometimes it's cheaper to buy aftermarket versus OEM, which should tell you that this is not going to be a cheap car to maintain. So when you're doing your homework trying to find a good quality daily, that would be something I would say to look at for sure. And with maintenance fees, I would also roll in their insurance. Cheap daily cars should have cheap insurance. My Evo, I'm very blessed with, honestly, because the insurance for the Evo is $140, which is only $20 more than this car is costing me. However, there are other people that are spending $200 every month on their race car, and that is not cheap because at the end of the year, you're spending what? 12 times 200, do the math, that's $2,400 in a year just to insure the vehicle, not even to maintain it or anything else. Whereas with what I'm spending probably $600 or $700 less. It's cheaper to maintain this car than it is to maintain the others. So we've talked about parts, we've talked about the initial cost, we've talked about maintaining the vehicle. Let's talk about gas mileage real quick as well. Gas mileage is crucial because that's what really separates a daily from a race car. As you know, most high performance cars require the use of higher octane gas, i.e. Raikkonen uses 91 octane, which is out here is the most expensive you can get. Whereas Mitsuchan uses 85, 87 octane, which is the lowest you could get out here. The difference is Raikkonen has to use high performance gas and is terrible on gas mileage, making only about 17 to 21 miles per gallon. Whereas Mitsuchan on the cheap stuff makes about 28 to 31 miles per gallon. Nearly double the amount, well at least 10 points higher, 10 miles higher, than its race car counterpart. So not only do you go longer on this tank of gas in Mitsuchan, you also don't spend nearly as much on gas to fill this car up with. So this makes it an even better daily car because of the fact that it costs nothing to drive this thing basically. Gas mileage and the type of gas it uses separates a race car from a daily car 100% of the time. But let's also get into the creature features and drivability factors of a daily car. A daily car should be a car that is simple and easy to drive and could also still be very fun. Honestly, driving should always be fun. I don't personally believe in driving a boring car because boring car makes for a terrible drive, and that's just not fun. Mitsuchan is a great daily car because she's incredibly fun, very precise steering, just all around it's perfect for what I do. Even when I'm in stop and go traffic, the clutch is soft enough so I can ride the clutch a bit, not burn it out, and still be able to get good gas mileage and also have fun driving it. Whereas a sports car or a race car is going to have a stiffer clutch, which is not comfortable, and it's fun on the track, but if you have to sit there and pump that clutch a million times because you're stuck in stop and go traffic, you're not going to want to drive that car much longer. I can almost guarantee you that, because it's going to be painful and uncomfortable to drive on. Which leads to the other side of the creature feature, meaning the interior. Race cars usually don't have all the same amenities and comforts, if you will, that a daily car will have. AC, music, sound deadening, comfortable chairs, all of that stuff. That plays a role in a daily car because when you're having to drive and do a commute back and forth to work, you want to be comfortable. Sure, driving in a race car will be fun, but when you're going back and forth to work, you don't want to put that kind of mileage, that kind of abuse on a race car. You want to put that onto, say, a beater car or a daily car. And also, race cars don't always have the most comfortable seats in them, just to be real with you. A daily car should have comfortable seats. Even if they're not bucket seats or whatever, they should still be very comfortable seats because you're probably going to spend a lot more time in your daily car going about your business than you will in a race car. So all in all, having a daily car is just simply the car to do what your race car should not be doing. On top of this, having a race car as a daily, it kind of detracts from the whole experience of having a race car. I personally am very much about living the life and being able to enjoy experiences at their fullest, which means that if I have a race car, I want to be able to do what the race car was designed to do. Drive it hard, have fun on a track, or even on the street with some friends, show it off a little bit, the good stuff. If I'm doing that every day, just going to work, it kind of, I won't say it makes the experience boring, but it takes away from the thrills factor, because now, oh, this is what I do all the time. You see what I'm saying? It just takes away from that whole experience of, I get to go fast in this car, and in this car I go to work in. It just kind of, I don't know, for me, that's just how it is. And I personally feel like others will resonate with this. If you guys agree or if you got any questions, leave a comment down below. I'm curious to see what you guys think, as always. And again, a daily car is a great discussion to have with friends and even with your family. If you're still looking to buy a first car, take this little checklist with you when you go car shopping. just to see, is buying this vehicle over this vehicle worth it as a daily driven car, or at least a car to start with. Anyways guys, as always, appreciate the support. Like and subscribe for more car rant content, and make sure you hit the little bell notification to get upload notifications when we do. Thanks for watching guys, and we'll catch you on another episode of Car Rant. God bless and peace! You know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. Oh, and burn your clutch.